All right, you guys, this your boy Becky Gentleman, another one, man. Let's get straight to the business, man. Some breaking news that just came out as of like 2 minutes ago, right? At 11:31 Eastern Standard Time, as the Milwaukee Bucks will acquire Jrue Holiday from the New Orleans Pelicans, and in return, the Bucks are going to get Eric Bledsoe and George Hill. Once again, the according to Sham Charania at the Athletic, the Milwaukee Bucks will acquire Jrue Holiday and they will send Eric Bledsoe and George Hill to the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, there's also some draft picks that's going to be involved in this deal as well. Man, that's some big news, man. Now, finally, the Milwaukee Bucks will have a complimentary score to Giannis Antetokounmpo because look, Eric Bledsoe was not the answer. We all knew this. I mean, I'm just mad that it took the Milwaukee Bucks this long to figure it out. What up, Amazing Choco Taco, Nathan Daniel? Yeah, man, that news just came out just now. That is some crazy ass news. But then again, you know, this while I'm kind of shocked this the team he went to. I was not surprised that he got traded out of New Orleans. Now it's gonna be interesting to see where Eric Bledsoe ends up, whether he ends up in the starting lineup or they have him come off the bench. Um, I mean, there's still the Lonzo factor in play here, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with Lonzo Ball. Will they have Lonzo come off the bench, or are they going to trade Lonzo? Um, Man, that you know, I just don't see how that dynamic going to work. But this could be way more news. This is only the beginning. Now we already heard trades earlier tonight or earlier today. Chris Paul going from OKC to Phoenix for like Rubio, uh, um, what's that guy? Kelly Oubre and two other players, right? So you had that news. James Harden wanting his way out of Houston. I don't know how that's going to happen, but we'll see how that plays out. Russell Westbrook wanted to get traded out of Houston as well. Don't see how that dynamic going to play out, but hey, this is only the start of a crazy week in the NBA. There's going to be a lot more news that's going to come down the pipeline as to trades, signings, because there's a lot of free agents out there. I know Danilo Gallinari, he's a free agent. Jeremiah Grant is a free agent. Um, and then OKC, OKC sending the 28th pick, acquiring the 28th overall pick from the Lakers for Dennis Schroeder and Danny Green. So, man, shout out to Jarrell Jones, Milo Murphy in the building. Appreciate y'all for being up in here tonight, man. Uh, Zion need a passer, not a scorer. Hey, but see, this is the thing. You don't have to Zion get his points through just pure motor. You really don't have to run no plays for Zion Williamson. So I mean, off the miss, he can just get the rebound, put it back in. What's up, Barack Alomai? Salute to our activities. TX man, what's up, man? Long time no see. Yeah, same day with you, Darrell. Good to see you, Darrell Jones. Man, I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be crazy. Free. We got the draft on Wednesday night. The goddamn on free agency period is starting Friday. It's gonna, man. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy ass news that's gonna come down the pipeline. Also, we see what's some other news that's coming down from Shams. Man, between him and Adrian Wojnarowski, they're gonna be busy individuals this week. So also he also reported that James Harden wants to be on a contender. Brooklyn and Philadelphia believe to be his top destinations, and that's sources tell him. DeMar DeRozan opting into his $27 million contract with the Spurs next year. Let me see. Who else? Let's say more NBA news. They say KCP is going to decline his player option. He'll enter free agency. Wesley Matthews will decline his player option. He'll enter free agency. Nicholas Batum will exercise his $27 million option. That's I think Nicholas Batum at this point he just damaged goods. He's way overpaid. Evan Fournier is going to exercise his $17 million player option. And with that trade between the Lakers and OKC, they won't be able to formalize this deal until so that's pretty much the done deal. Okay. More news. NBA is targeting 11 to 19 December for its preseason games, and the teams have the option of requesting 3 or 4 games. Each team must host at least one home game, right? Yeah, Nicholas Batum, man, he's done. He's done. You say Russell Westbrook need to go to Orlando Magic? Mm, I know they were looking at. I know as far as the Orlando Magic go, I heard they were looking at trading Aaron Gordon. I don't know what kind of thing they're gonna get back for him or whatnot. Aaron he's a decent player, but he ain't that player that's gonna move the needle. Now, if he's on a contender, he might help the contender out. But what up, Trail City? Maxwell's royalty. Tell you what the Pelicans got. The recap for those who just got in the room. The Milwaukee Bucks acquired Jrue Holiday for George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. So that's the big news that just came down as of a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's LaMarcus Aldridge going back to Portland. Yeah, I'd like to see him go back to Portland, but I don't think that's going to happen, bro. I think that's unlikely. LaMarcus Aldridge goes back to Portland. Now, me personally, I would like to see him going back there because he had his best years with the Portland Trail Blazers. But y'all know how I feel about Terry Stotts, man. Terry Stotts need to be fired, dog. This is an interesting question here. Is Jrue really a big upgrade over Bledsoe? Uh, yeah. I mean, because at least Jrue Holiday can score the basketball and he's a good defender. You know, Eric Bledsoe have too many disappearing acts, and he don't defend. So to me, he's an upgrade over Eric Bledsoe. You see Rondo back on the Celtics? Yeah, but I expect the Clippers to get Rondo. Rondo's going to get the run and with the Clippers. He's going to get more run with the Clippers than he did with the Lakers. So you can go ahead and take that to the bank. Yeah, so that last little run saved. Yep, I agree. I agree with you on that, Darrell. Definitely agree with you on that one. They definitely should have fired him after Game 5. I think I think Portland Trailblazers regressed, to be honest with you, and this regression is going to get worse. because the Blazers win in spite of Terry Stotts and not because of him. I mean, he'll be one of the coaching casualties next year. Him along with Lloyd Pierce from the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, you're a little late in the you're late, a little late. ESPN already know. You wouldn't be surprised. Rondo signed with the 76ers. Why would he go there? He ain't getting no playing time in Philadelphia. Now what they got Ben Simmons at the point. They're not. No, Rondo ain't going to Philadelphia. You say Rondo to Clippers? Yeah, yeah. Rondo go to Clippers, man. They'll be NBA title threat. Definitely be NBA title threat. Yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with this. Also, when if you knew you had Nurkic coming back, why would you not trade Hassan Whiteside? You know you got Nurkic coming back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they really fucked up on that. You know what I'm saying? And then Whiteside got destroyed in the playoffs. They tried to put Whiteside with AD, man. Come on, man. AD destroyed that dude. Yeah, Ben Simmons. They had him in. Well, this the thing. It'll be situations where Ben Simmons will play the power forward position, but you can't have him down there with Joel Embiid. So he's gonna have to be the primary ball handler with Joel Embiid on the floor. So I know they. I don't know what Doc Rivers gonna do. It'll just be, we just gotta see how this plays out with Doc Rivers. Do I think Gordon Hill be traded to the Blazers? No, I don't think he's going to Portland. They don't need Gordon Hayward to be honest with you. I mean, a guy by the name of Zach Collins that they're high on. Um, who else? I know they're looking for a third scorer or whatnot. Um, if Melo don't resign with Portland, he ends up going back to New York. I can see them looking elsewhere, but as far as like taking on Gordon Hayward and his contract, I don't see Portland doing that. Um, Team like the Mavs, well, Mavericks already got big man on their team. You know, just Rick Carlisle. Don't use him. You know what I'm saying? You got idiot coach. I mean, you got a guy in goddamn Boban that you don't use. He can do all this. He can rebound and block shots and clog the paint. So why would you go out there and get? uh I mean, Dallas already has a big team. Dwight Powell, another guy that they high up on, Maxi Kleber. They already got a big team. They don't need Whiteside. Uh, Flop Rivers, you're funny. Shout out to professional seller in the building. He said, "Is this a W?" I don't know. Only time will tell. We have to see. Um, now, so they got. So let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks for a second. So they got Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis. I'm gonna ask y'all something in the chat. Do y'all think that's enough for the Milwaukee Bucks to get over the hump and win a championship, or do you think that they need to make a couple more moves? Let me see. Do I think James Harden to the Nets will be realistic? Um, no, I don't think it'll be realistic. You got three dominant ball handlers, and with Harden, KD, and Kyrie. I just don't see how that works. You know, I just don't see how that works. So somebody got. I mean, we only got one basketball. Somebody gonna lose out on shots. You know, I mean, I just don't see how this works. I don't know. I don't. Shout out to Brittany Murphy for subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, so general consistent and chat room along with what I'm thinking, just not enough. I don't think that's enough for the Milwaukee Bucks to get over the hump. Uh, but I will say this though, if Giannis can get a consistent jump shot, I know a lot of people, well, he got to shoot the three, and all that. But look, he don't need to be shooting the three all the time. He just need to, develop a shot to where it keeps the defense honest. Wesley Matthews, look, Wesley Matthews, look, to me, Wesley Matthews is trash. He's got to go. He definitely got to go. You know, he, you know, is he good defensively? Yeah, you can make a case for him being decent defensively, but he just gives you nothing offensively. He gives you nothing. He's an inefficient 3-point shooter. I can't believe these teams would play this dude all these minutes, and he just does nothing with it, man. It's just mind numbing to see. But so as far as if I'm the Bucks, man, don't bring Wesley Matthews back. All right. Yeah. I know he opted out his contract. I know he opted out his contract. Yeah, I said if I'm the Bucks, don't bring him back, yo. So, um, and also another player that opted out of his contract too was Robin Lopez. See ya. Bye. Don't need you. Bye, Robin Lopez. You gave us nothing either. So they gotta find some talent, some decent talent, or some value around Giannis, Chris Middleton, who I think that is highly overpaid, and the guy that should have kept was Malcolm Brogdon. But hey, I don't get paid to make these decisions. I only commentate on it. You know what I'm saying? But them letting Malcolm Brogdon go was the most dumbest move they could have made. Now I'm talking about Danny Green. No. I'm talking about Wesley Matthews, Trill City. I was talking about Wesley Matthews. But Danny Green, he just as bad. Trust me, he is just as bad. Do I think Harden or Westbrook will get traded? I can see. mm, do I think Harden and Westbrook will get traded? I can see Westbrook getting traded, but Harden, Harden is the heart and soul of that team. He's the face of that franchise. I just can't see them letting go of Harden like that. Mm. But then, just like Octavius TX May said, there could be a scenario where neither one of them gets traded, and they just gotta have to make it work. Now, the makeup of that team, yeah, they can win some games, but I mean, are they this NBA championship threat? No. I mean, when you going up against athletic bigs, they're gonna get destroyed. And there's a few teams in the Western Conference that have athletic bigs. And Houston, I said, man, look, they're gonna get destroyed. So they need to go out there and try to get them a big man that's gonna protect the paint, get some rebounds and block some shots. You ain't gotta run no offense through him. You just gotta, he's gotta be serviceable. So Darrell says Blazers should have kept Brogdon. You mean the Bucks? The Bucks should have kept Brogdon. Sixers should have kept Jimmy Butler. Oh well, this is the thing about that, right? Jimmy Butler didn't like how Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid was getting all the preferential treatment, and them guys wasn't willing to go to work. So that's why Jimmy Butler had an issue with the 76ers or whatever. Um, Tobias Harris, yeah, I would let him walk too. There's no way I'm paying Tobias Harris no 178 or no $178 million contract. Ain't no way in hell. Now he a good player and all that. Don't get me wrong. He ain't garbage, but he ain't no $178 million player. And then you sign Al Horford to another $109 million deal. You know, now don't get me wrong. I like Al Horford too, but he ain't no $109 million max player. Hell no. They say Rocket 13 Rocket should never traded Capella. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they should have never traded him. But the problem was the owner wanted to get under the luxury tax. That's why. And between the contracts of Westbrook, Harden, Capella, and Eric Gordon, um, you know, $100 million between four players, and your salary cap like 100 and some odd million. I can't remember the exact salary cap number, but I mean, you're pretty much scraping the bottom of the barrel. You literally have a stars and scrubs lineup on the Houston Rockets, and I think old boy wanted to get under that luxury tax. That's why he ended up going. Will be a great destination for Westbrook if he gets traded. So there's a few places he can go. I know one rumor was the Knicks. Um, another one was, which I thought was wild, with the Charlotte Hornets. But then again, it don't seem as far fetched now because Michael Jordan has an affection for Russell Westbrook. So that's why the Charlotte trade makes sense. Um, so Charlotte, New York. I heard Miami was a destination, possibly, but I can't see him going to Miami, considering that you just got a whole bunch of young point guards on the roster or whatnot. They just came off an NBA Finals appearance. They're only going to grow together, so I can't see him going to Miami. So, mm, see, New York, Charlotte. Um, I heard Orlando, maybe, but outside of that, I just think he should stay with the Rockets and then try to work it out. You need to we need to get rid of Eric Gordon. He's garbage. Well, he's definitely overpaid for one, but I won't say he's garbage. I'm not gonna say Eric Gordon garbage. I mean, the dude did drop. The dude did had like 50 points one night against the Jazz or whatnot. So he can't be that much. He can't be that much garbage. You know what I'm saying? He did drop 50 one night on the Utah Jazz without Harden and Westbrook. And they ended up winning that game. So, but they definitely need to get a big man in there. Period. What up, Josh Smith? Westbrook going to the Clippers? Yeah, I don't see that one happening. One, arch rivals in the Western Conference. Um, Also, Clippers. They already got contract. I don't think that owner cares about paying the luxury tax, but I don't see them getting Westbrook or whatnot. I just don't see how that. I don't see that trade happening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand you being frustrated as a Rockets fan, man. I understand. Trust me, I believe. I believe how frustrated you are. So many years going to the playoffs, and so many years being left disappointed. whether it be James Harden's disappearing acts in crucial moments, or uh, you know, Mike D'Antoni failure to execute in crucial moments. Well, for whatever reason, Houston Rockets will get there, and then for whatever reason, they get put out. You know, so I understand the frustration and whatnot. Let's see. Yeah, but I definitely like Eric Gordon. I think he could stay there. I think I think he can stay with the Rockets or whatever like that. But they do need to make a couple moves. Now that being said, I think he's the most likely person that gets traded. If any trades go down from the Houston Rockets, I know a lot of people saying Westbrook and James Harden, how they won out and all that. But to me, them getting traded is not a foregone conclusion. To be honest with you, you know, I know that's the hottest thing on the Houston Rockets right now. But as far as like them two getting traded, but to me, the most likely person gets traded is Eric Gordon. So now to where, I have no idea what they get back for him. I have no idea, but I know if I'm the GM of the Houston Rockets, I make sure I go out there and get a big. You trade Eric Gordon away, make sure you get a big, or you get a pick in the NBA draft to acquire a big. But you have to get a big. Period. You got to get a rim protector. You got to get a guy that's going to at least rebound the ball and get some putbacks, block some shots. Keep his ass out of foul trouble. A good free throw shooter, something like that. Um, but then again, who knows? Yeah, they got Kobe White. I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't have Westbrook going to Chicago, whatnot. I wouldn't. Nah. And let's talk about Zach LaVine going to the getting traded out of Chicago. Now, how true that is, I have no idea how true that is. Um, if I'm Zach LaVine, I would push. You the unquestioned leader on the Chicago Bulls. You know, hey, you ain't got Jim Boylan there no more. Running a fucking boot camp, right? Jim Boylan tried to run. He tried to run the Chicago Bulls like how the Navy drill instructors run boot camp. You know what I'm saying? Great Lakes only like an hour from probably like half an hour, 45 minutes from downtown Chicago, right? He tried to run the motherfucking Navy boot camp with the Chicago Bulls. I'm glad his trifling ass is gone. He sucks. Shout out to Jonathan McFarlane, Steven Alexander, Sean Orjicore. Uh so the Milwaukee Bucks get a big man or a shooter to complement Giannis. I think they need to get a shooter to complement Giannis to keep the defense honest. Right? Because the way Giannis drives to the paint, you don't want a big man down there clogging up the paint for Giannis. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks need to get a shooter to complement him because a lot of his if you remember, a lot of Giannis's points come from in the paint. You don't want a big man down there clogging the paint and preventing Giannis from driving in to get easy dunks and stuff like that. That's why I say he needs to get a shooter. Yeah, man, Boylan had them dudes running, had them dudes doing push-ups and shit. Yeah, man, Jim Boylan, man, that motherfucker, man. Oh my god. You keep hearing that the Marcus interested in Boban or Bogdanovich. Yeah, I don't see the Sacramento Kings coming off of him though. They actually like him in Sacramento. Or Bogdanovich, because Bojan played for the Utah Jazz. So you meant Bogdanovich. Yeah, I don't see they're not coming off of him. They really like him. Now Buddy Hield on the other hand, Buddy Hield's a different story. Buddy Hield is a totally different story. He's not happy coming off the bench in Sacramento. He wants to be a starter. So I can see him forcing his way out of Sacramento. And then another coach I think that's going to be on the hot seat this year is Luke Walton. Because remember, at the end of during the course of last season, the ownership for the Kings were not happy with the team's direction. They were not happy, which led to Vlade Divac stepping down, and I think he stepped down out of pressure because I think he was going to get fired. So, in a face-saving move, he stepped down. But yeah, but nope, they ain't coming off of Bogdan. You can forget that. They ain't coming off of him. Yeah, but Buddy Hield though, that's the most likely person that gets out of Sacramento. What do you think the Rockets trading rate Robert Covington? Um, whew. You need a big. Robert Covington does give you defense. So, but at the same time, he's too volatile. While he's a great stable defender, he's too volatile offensively. So I mean, um, so yeah, I would trade Robert Covington. I would trade him and Eric Bledsoe. Marvin Bagley. You said what happened to Marvin Bagley? He just was hurt a lot. When Marvin Bagley's on the court, the motherfucker's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He just he just needs to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, he can go out there and get you a double double, an efficient double double score, a player at that. Marvin Bagley's a beast when he can play. The problem is he just ain't been playing. You know, um, another guy who I like, but he's is Harry Giles. But Harry Giles just, he can score the basketball, he can get rebounds, but the motherfucker can't defend to save his goddamn life. So, but Luke Walton do got pieces on Sacramento. He just need to find a way to make that shit work. They got to, Sacramento should have been better, way better than what their record showed last year. They just play like shit. And there's no way that, I mean, come on now. Dave Yerger had that team trending in the right direction, and that's why I fought Vlade Divac for firing him. That was a knee-jerk reaction in firing Dave Yerger for this fucking bum-ass Luke Walton. I would have never fired Dave Yerger. He had that team trending in the right direction. Yeah, Rockets ain't gonna rebuild. If anything, they'll retool, but they're not rebuilding. There ain't no way. There ain't no way you trading away. Now you can't. You still gotta just gotta get some complimentary pieces around James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Coach got to drop some sets to where they stress ball movement more than two guys trying to shoulder the offensive load. You got to think between Russell Westbrook and James Harden, they had like a 70% usage rate between the two. And then when like either one of them was out of the lineup, say like Russell Westbrook was out of the lineup due to injury last year, and there's a lot of games he didn't play back to backs, even when he did came back from injury, right? Um, James Harden had like a 40 something percent usage rate. I mean, he had an insane usage rate, you know. And then if James Harden was out, right, which was rare, but but just so happened James Harden was out, then Russell Westbrook had like a huge ass usage rate. So they just got to find a way to share the ball, find a way to get other people involved, so that way the pressure's not always on them, or whatever like that. Um, Yeah, they fired Mike Malone. Not look what Mike Malone doing with the Denver Nuggets. Now me, I had my reservations for Mike with Mike Malone, but hey, he did take the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals. So I mean, there you go, for what it's worth. But yeah, Kings always, be firing coaches too early and all that, man. Make no goddamn sense. But hey, I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate everyone for coming in the chat room, chopping it up with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Things getting hot around here, you know what I'm saying? So you get with the program, get left behind, but I will hope you get with the program, man, because, we trying to build a movement right here. You know what I'm saying? This your boy. Scream at me. Hey!